Brother Nashi, how are you? Please help me before I even lose my mind. I am going through a lot. Some of us, you see us walking around, you do not even know that there is a war of Ukraine and Russia happening in our brain. If I open up to you, you even wonder, how is it even possible that I am still alive with everything that is going on in my mind, and how I have not yet even stabbed someone to death? And this is what I have been doing to survive. Even when I talk, Brother Nashi, I feel this heaviness in my chest because I am always having panic attacks. I am working with dangerous machines because I work from this other company here in Louis Richard. So we cut down trees. You can imagine someone who has anxiety and panic attacks, and my boss tells me to climb up a tree so that I can prune the top branches of the tree. I'm just doing it because we are born to suffer. If I was coming from another country, maybe I would have filed for a disability because I am having a disability of the mind. I'm just forcing myself. I force myself to go to work with my anxiety, my depression, and the panic attacks. When I start to feel all of this anxiety, I have developed a habit of pressurizing somewhere on my body. I can just go to the toilet and then I grab, it's either my thigh or my kneecap, and I try to squash it so hard, and it makes me to feel a little bit better because I'll be feeling so much heaviness in my chest. And it all started after I had stolen something that belonged to this other Sangoma. I came to South Africa a long time ago. It was in 2013. I was looking for a better life. I had a brother of mine. This brother of mine, we were not related by blood, but we came from the same village. He came to our country in Zim. It was during the Christmas holidays of 2012, and he was telling us about South Africa, and he was telling us that it was very nice. And since we were struggling, he gave me hope that if I come to South Africa, work under his company, since he was doing plumbing, and I would make some money and assist my mother and to take care of my siblings. That is how I ended up in Jennifer. And when I came to Limpopo, I started to stay close to his house. We would go and do the plumbing work wherever it was supposed to be done. Later on, this guy, he started to rob me because I did not know how people work in South Africa. So the money that he was giving to me, I was even unable to even return back home because the money that he was giving me, it was so little. I was just working for free, and he taught me how to do plumbing. But if I wanted to continue doing it on my own, then he would tell me that I was supposed to continue working for him. So this man, he was just using me, and there was no way out. And then I spoke with another guy that was from Zim, who gave me an idea of leaving this guy so that I can do my own stuff. So then I found a place to stay. It was a small room in a homestead which was owned by an old man who was a Sangoma. This man, he did not stay in that village permanently. He had been looking for someone that was going to be taking care of the family's compound whilst he was not around, because he was staying in the city where he was doing his consultations. So everyone in that village, they feared him because they said that he had a bunch of togoloshes. But to me, he had given me a place to stay. He was my landlord, and I was still very young. And my brother who brought me to South Africa, he had woken me up to the dark realities of South Africa, that here it's not about this one is my relatives, it's all about survival. You have to survive. and there were some other boys that had stolen from me, and those boys, they stole my clothes. They left me with nothing because I had this other small key that I had bought. This key, I had bought it from the Pakistan shop, and it was one of those keys. I did not know this at the time, that these small keys that they sell in the Pakistan or in the Somalian shops, those keys, you can buy another one and they can open any other key that looks exactly like the one that you bought. This one, I did not even know about it. So these other young boys, they knew that I had bought some groceries and stuff that I was keeping in my room. So they just went and they bought another key, they opened and they stole it, and they left me with nothing, which was quite terrible because I was someone that was still struggling in life. I could not even buy nice clothes. It was just a pain. So these people, they woke me up, and I started to realize that in South Africa, you have to be hard, and if you do not become a hard person in South Africa, and if you remain soft, everyone is going to take advantage of you. And I started to drink alcohol as well and smoking weed. The Sangoma, whose house I was staying at, he was a die-hard Mamelodi Sundowns fan, and he had recently bought a brand new original Sundowns jersey, and I liked it. Even though I wanted to buy one, I had bought one which was fake, and the moment that I washed it only once, you see that part where it was written the sky is the limit, that part, it just fell off after I had washed it only once. He told me that if I wanted to buy an original jersey, he would go with me to town so that we can buy it. When we went there, I saw that it was my whole salary, and I said, no, I'm not going to buy it. So this man, he would sometimes bring clothes from the city where he was staying, and I had access to his house, so I would go into the main house, watch TV, cook, even to sleep sometimes, even though I used to hear things that will be walking in the ceiling. Whenever I would bring in some girls that I would have picked up even from the tavern, some of them, they would complain and saying that they feel as if there is a man that is sleeping with them. So since we would be drunk, I would just say these girls, maybe they are just drunk, they have drunk too much alcohol. So I did not know that those girls, what they were witnessing, it was the theologies for real, because in that house there was one room which had a table. At the time, I did not even know that it was an altar which gave him power, so that when people would consult with him, he can give them real prophecies. My heart had so much greed when I opened his bedroom one day. I saw that there were clothes, and I wanted to steal that soccer jersey. Already I had money. I was planning to go back to Zim for the December holidays, and I wanted to arrive in my village looking like a boss who had made it in South Africa. And then I stole that soccer jersey, including some other clothes that I stole. Some of them I went with them to Zim, and I gave them to my sisters, some of them that belonged to his children as well as his wife. So I left South Africa and I went back home. I did not know that this man, he was someone that was going to bewitch me. To this very day, all of these panic attacks that I have been telling you about, they are coming from what happened when this man bewitched me. So I arrived home. There was no problem at all. I was wearing stolen clothes, and people thought that I had made it in life. When January came around the corner, I returned to South Africa. I did not go back to Jan first because I was scared that the old Sangoma would be looking for me, he would find me. Instead, I had some friends of mine that were staying in Venda. At first, I was staying near Thoyando, and I found work on a construction site. And I did not even know that this old man, he was so powerful like that. So I started to experience weird visions. Even when I would be at work, I would see a skeleton that would be standing in front of me. I thought that maybe it was the weed that I was smoking. Even my boss, I told him that I was always seeing a skeleton, and he told me that I was supposed to stop smoking weed. I stopped smoking weed, but still I kept on having these visions. And one day I was busy cleaning my room, and then I found that my Melody soccer jersey in my room. It was still smelling brand new, like there was no one who had even worn it before, and it was as if someone had recently bought it. And I knew that I had never bought an original jersey, and if I had such money, I was never going to buy an original soccer jersey in the first place. So I could not understand what had happened. I thought that maybe there was someone, but I said, who is that person who will open the door to my room and leave a brand new soccer jersey? As for the windows, I checked. They were not broken. There was no sign of a forced entry, yet that jersey, it was there. Then, as I was cleaning, one other thing that happened, I saw a snake. Brother Nashi, I saw a snake. This snake, it was underneath the bed. What surprised me about this snake was that I had recently finished cleaning underneath the bed and I did not see anything. All of a sudden, that was when I saw a snake. I screamed and I ran outside. The people that were staying close to the place where I was staying, they came and we beat up that snake and we just threw it to the bushes. That very same night, I had a dream. I saw a snake that was talking to me. This snake was telling me that it has been sent to collect the soccer jersey that I stole. When I woke up, Brother Nashi, I knew that I was in trouble. 6 months ago, these nightmares, they have been happening constantly, and I have been seeing like a snake. Usually I see a black mamba. This black mamba, it comes to me as if it wants to bite me. The moment that I scream when I say snake, I might be at work with my friends, and then all of a sudden I will see a snake. So I'll think that it is a real snake, not knowing that this thing that will be in front of me, it is not a real snake, but it is just a tokoloshi. So when I scream snake, 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 then people will ask, where is the snake? Then I won't see the snake anymore. So people, they even ask me, are you drinking? Are you on drugs? What is happening to you? It even happens. I was on a taxi from Louis Trichardt and I wanted to go to Thoyando. I was sitting in front, and as the driver was getting out of the taxi rank, that was when I screamed, snake, 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 snake. He stopped the taxi immediately and people ran out because I said, black mamba, there is a black mamba. They looked and they searched for that snake. They could not find anything. There was no one who was willing to return back into the taxi because they said that maybe this snake, it went maybe into the dashboard or underneath the seats. There was so much confusion. I kept on insisting and saying that there is a snake because I was embarrassed to say that I had made a mistake. I knew that I had made a mistake, but I was too embarrassed to admit it and say that I did not see a snake. It was just a vision. That taxi driver was even afraid to drive his own taxi because he kept on looking and searching, saying, where's the snake? Where is the snake? And I kept on pointing where I was sitting and I said, I saw a black mamba with its mouth wide open. I could not admit that it was just one of those visions that I'm always having. Brother Nashi, I am suffering. When I came to South Africa, I did not have a wife, I did not have kids, but I had a girlfriend of mine. When I returned back to Zim, after I had given some of the clothes that I gave to her so that she can give to her mother, that lady, she just got a job in Harare as a maid and she just forgot about me. To this day, I don't have a child, I don't have a wife. I only date like these women that just chow my money, and my life has no direction really. Since that day, I have been seeing a snake in my house, and sometimes I try to be strong as this black mamba is coming towards me as if it wants to bite me. Brother Nashi, if people know Venda, there are a lot of trees, and the job that I am doing, we cut down these big trees, the gum trees, and then we make the poles, you know, those wooden poles. We are the ones that make them and we treat them, and they are sent all over South Africa. And I do not work in a nice environment, in an office where there is aircon. I am working in the bushes. Sometimes we have to drive from the main road. You can drive an hour going into the bushes where there is the plantation of the trees. And for me not to be afraid of the snakes that I will be seeing, it is impossible, because we regularly see even your black mambas, those that are real. So now I don't even know which snake is for real and which one is not a real snake. I'm just confused. This Sangoma, I know where he stays, and I do not know if this man is still alive or not. But the thing that I do not want is for me to be arrested, or maybe I go to that village, and when I go to that village, you never know what that traditional healer is going to do to me. What if he calls the whole community and then they put a tire on me and then they are going to burn me? Brother Nashi, I cannot risk being burnt. That one, I do not want that to happen to me. But I am calling out if there is anyone who can assist me temporarily so that I can at least get a wife and I can have a child, because that is what I wish to have in my life, to have a child. I wish that one day I'll be able to have a child that will call me daddy. As for now, it is just a painful life. No wife, nothing, always drinking alcohol. I'm always drunk because I have many traumatic dreams that I have. When you post my story, just tell me, then I will follow you in the comment section. Yo, dear listeners, right, there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us speak with our dear brother in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us speak with him in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode.